Okay, John, tab 11?
Yes, as the board knows, our governing documents require an annual audit of our financial affairs. The draft audit for last year is included in this tab in your board book. Our CPA has reviewed this, our general manager has reviewed it, your treasurer has reviewed it in excruciating detail. And our CPA has worked on several different occasions with the auditor, and he recommends that this draft document be approved as presented in the book. There are a couple of significant changes that are reflected in this annual audit report. First of these is the auditor recommends writing off some $473,000 of what he calls doubtful accounts from our accounts receivable. And he believes, and Kilmer agrees, that by doing this, we'll be presenting a more accurate view of the financial situation of the association. The second major significant change in this document from the year-end reports that our CPA prepared is that and I mentioned this at a prior board meeting, and the board really agreed at that time. I think we had a separate motion to that effect, that we begin expensing our fixed assets as opposed to capitalizing, or as we've done in the past, kind of a mixed capitalization expense approach. So this audit report, as you see in here, reflects that approach. That is expensing all of our fixed assets as opposed to the hybrid approach that we've seen in the past. The end result is that we'll now show a paper loss at the end of last year as opposed to what we had reported earlier is a paper gain. And most of that is due primarily to the writing off of almost $500,000 of doubtful accounts. Board approval is recommended for both of these approaches, and once the board approves these approaches, approves this draft audit report, then our accountant will go back and make the necessary changes and provide us a track so that we'll be able to track all of the end-of-month reports that he's published for us from a year to date to the present time. So in order for him to do that, we need to approve this approach, and I recommend that the board does just that. That is, approve this draft audit report and allow our auditor to finalize it and Kilmer to proceed with the necessary changes in our financial reports and books. Go ahead, Wayne, you were first.
Just barely. John, if we make the change, this write-down of our accounts receivable,
Yes,
which affects our profit and loss for the year,
correct.
does this affect our income tax filing?
No. Homeowners associations are not taxed on assessment income. The only we pay taxes on our sale of lots, for example. So no, the answer is no.
So we don't have to refile. I know it won't change our tax liability,
No.
but we don't have to refile. Okay.
No.
Just one thing, looks good. Page 10, note L, the third item under note L.
Note L, yes.
Possible. Does that really need to be in here, that paragraph? I don't think it does. There might be some verbal things going around that order. I haven't seen anything written. I don't think it's appropriate to put that in here.
I think that's a good point. If we were to err, we decided we'd err on the side of full disclosure. But you're right. I think you're right. I think that probably could be stricken without any we haven't seen anything other than some rumblings on.
Yeah.
It seemed a lot more likely at the time when I wrote this.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think that's a good point, Dave. We can certainly get that.
Okay.
This has been 6 months. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is Robin.
Page 12. silly question. The last line item is uniforms.
Yes,
Why do we have uniforms as a line item?
because we buy working outfits for our patrols.
We do?
Yes, maintenance folks, yes. Yes.
The maintenance guys have uniforms
Yes,
on?
I do. I'll defer to Ray
All of
to
them.
describe them.
They're all dressed the same, if you notice, pretty much. Pretty much.
But
You know, they wear out their so clothes so
Is
quickly,
there any
and
laundry
they need to
involved?
be added to the.
No, we don't launder them, I don't believe, but
Maybe they do.
we do,
Let's not talk about launder and audit in the same breath.
yeah, okay. Anybody have anything else?
I'm sure I'm gonna hear that one come back.
Yeah, oh yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, anybody else? John, did you make a motion?
Yes, I did.
And did not include a striking note out in your motion?
It did include striking, yes, it did.
I thought you
just
did.
apparently didn't do that.
Yes, you didn't hear that at the time, but
But you moved to approve the audit report and direct Kilmer to make the necessary restating of our 07 data.
correct.
And strike.
Strike
And
note out.
strike, yes.
All right,
The,
any further discussion of that motion? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay.